Hey, hey. Nobody's in the room, so we'll wait a couple of minutes. Dogs are throwing stuff around. Hey, what's going on, Nodak? Yeah, we're up to 4 and 2 likes. That's a pretty good ratio. Daniel Pfeiffer, what's going on, buddy, man? Mel, how you doing? Good to see you, good to see you. New Throne Clay, how you doing, buddy? RL, hey, 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 hey. Chelsman's trying to steal my time slot. Yeah, I wasn't sure what time he was. I noticed he was live, but I didn't know when he started. I thought he said he was starting at 8:30. So I figured by, 10 or so. I wanted to go a little early. Had a rough night. Hey, Patriot, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, there's only one closer. As long as I don't have technical difficulties, like it seemed like, don't ban me, bro. Bro, you better watch it. 2 Live Moo. Grim. Yeah, right here, buddy. Got my Grim mug. This is my nerd Grim mug. Yeah, a lot of chats tonight, man. When when Yankees not on, everybody scrambles. It seems like. Sorry, my throat's a little scratchy here. My tripod's a little wonky too. I lost one of the little feet. I just noticed it when I picked it up now. I don't know. My son was playing with it. He probably has it. I might have to dig through his Legos or something. So we talking about food or guns tonight, Mel said. I don't know. Actually, both. How about that? Taco Bell fries for the win. It's okay. I unsubbed him. Give it a couple of minutes here. I'm a little early, so I'll give it about another few. Give it about another few. Yeah. I've got guns. I've got gun stuff to talk about too. Hit the range and got TB fries today. Was it to say it was a good day? Didn't have to use my AK. Or you got to use your AK maybe. There you go. That's a song they should have made. The lyrics. Got to use my AK. Today it was a good day. Tart out. Any new dad jokes? It moved from dad jokes to pretty serious jokes pretty quick, huh? No, Mel says no AK. 1911 and 3030. 3030's on my list, buddy. I do want me a 3030. Well, or I want a lever for sure. 3030, I'm on the fence about. If I can't get the 3030, the family rifle, then I might be up in the air about caliber. I don't know. 3030's nice, but maybe like a 4570 or something would be cool too. Leva. Leevah. Leva. Oh, RL said he invited our new friends Will and Angela. That was frustrating. New Throne Clay says Gelsman's food chats are pulled from the pages of Betty Crocker's School of Cooking. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to. There's been a lot of stuff floating around. Yeah, the 10-year-old shot the 30-30 today. That's a great gun for a kid. The great 30 caliber for a kid. It's small. They can handle it easy. It's not too heavy, and it kicks. It's got a little bit of punch to it for somebody that age, so they feel like they're really shooting something. I was a little older than that when I first shot at 30-30, but yeah, I remember I remember it being like, whoa, that really kicks hard. What's going on, Too Hottie? Hey, Scott. Jumpy. Oh, but yeah, the Gelsman. I've seen a little bit of. I've been having a hard time. I keep adding subs here and there, or I keep subscribing to people, and I keep finding it harder and harder to keep up with everything. So, RL, that's it. That's the one I want. Model 94 3030. It's an older one too. I don't even know how old it is. It's got to be 60s probably. Maybe I'll text my uncle tomorrow and see what the scoop is. Etouffee's in the magazine. Patriot, it's in the mag. It's there. I'll get to it. I didn't have any time. I did not have any time to do a video this week. Chair Force. The burger video was one that I did 2 weeks ago, and I was holding on to it because I think it's smart to maybe have one in case I get busy and I can't do one. And this week we had a rough week at work, so I just didn't get a chance to to do anything. Orel found a nice marlin for $3.50. Looked almost new. You need a lever. That's what I say. That's what I've been saying that for a year or two now to people, friends and family, before I was on YouTube. I don't necessarily need a ton of guns. I'm not the kind of guy that wants to stockpile a ton of guns, but I do want a little bit of everything. I want a lever. I've got my Savage now. I've got the nice bolt. I've got, the AK. I've got, So I want to get a revolver. I want to get a lever gun. I want to get, I've got a short, personal defense shotgun. I've got a long shotgun. A little bit here and there. So, old Glenfield 3030. Jumpy's looking for a good AK-47. Well, snag it while you can, man. Don't wait too long. If you can get one of the AMDs, either one of the AMDs, Classic still has them for like $429. I think I saw recently. I think it's $429 for the 63. I'd go for it, man. If you have the money, I would snag it. I know it's a little bit odd because it's got some proprietary. Grice's has the PC9 for $519. That's a good price. That's not bad. I've seen Arsenal. Scott says don't buy an Arsenal. They're having quality control issues. The barrels are chrome. Well, my barrel is chrome lined. I have an old 65, AMD 65, and it's chrome lined. I would assume they are because the new AMD 63s, this AMD 63s and apparently the new AMD 65s, have the longer barrels. So they're all American-made barrels, I believe. Mine's still the 12.5 inch. Yeah, I mean the chrome line barrel's nice, I guess. I mean, it's something, I guess, if you can get it. If you can't, then I don't know that it would be something that I would freak out about, worry about too much. Unless you're really prone to rust or really, having a hard time with keeping the bore clean for some reason or another. What's going on, John Z? Yeah. RL's washer is chrome lined. A lot of there's not too many that aren't. I don't think. I think that's one of those things that a lot of them did is kind of a selling point. So to give, even if it didn't have wasn't a great quality AK, that was like a selling point for him. I think oh look, it's chrome lined. Okay. Chrome lining doesn't really add accuracy necessarily either. Sometimes it actually hurts it. So we'll take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, Wassers are fine. I think the newer ones probably more so than the older ones. Seems like I've handled Wassers. I've never owned one. So I don't know. There's issues, I guess, with anything sometimes. Yugo AKs are not chrome lined. Yugos have some non-interchangeable parts too, just like the AMD. I think they have different receiver lengths, right? Or different dust covers, something. There's something with the receiver. Well, hell, if you can get it, yeah. RL says Yugos have the grenade launcher. Well, if you can get a grenade launcher, holy hell, you might as well. Alan Anchor, what's going on? Oh, we just talking. We just talking. Going on 1%. We're up to 20 here. It's not bad. Oh, actually, I'm glad to catch the show this time. I set an alarm. I'm actually a little bit early tonight too. Rough weekend. Rough Friday, super rough Saturday, and then up this morning at 6 for work. Actually woke up an hour early, sprung up in bed, and was like, "Oh my God, I'm late!" And I was up an hour earlier than I had to be. So that sucks when you don't get enough sleep already and to screw it up like that. But so Saturdays are rough. Saturdays into Sunday mornings are tough. I figured, what the hell, since Yankee didn't go and everybody was on and off, I'd try and start up too a little sooner if I could. So, Scott says Yugos have an extra button that puts spring tension on the top cover. Jumpy says AK mags are pretty expensive on what I've seen. It depends on what you're looking for. Mine came with a Tapco, which I did not like. It actually got stuck in the gun. It actually got stuck in it. And once I finally popped it out, I had to shave off the front tab there a little bit to get it to go in and out. And it works fine now, but, going on, Link, how you doing, man? But I generally, the other mags that I have are Korean steel. They work really good. They're pretty solid. They're tough. And yeah, I think I got when I bought those, I think I got 3 of them for $40 or something like that. Jumpy says Korean steel sucks. I don't know. It's great for the range. 10-round chubbies make you cry. I know. It is such a sad little thing to see, like those 10-round mags and things, isn't it? Just barely poking out the bottom. A little 5ers, a little 10. That's kind of a bummer, right? Yeah, or else says he likes the Bulgarian polymer ones better. Yeah. Only a little pew. Yeah, just a little pew sticking out the bottom. $40 for a 10 rounds, little saggy, little sad button mag. That sucks. Korean mags are hit or miss Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. Yeah, and Sunday nights at 10 o'clock or whatever time it was, 9 to 9:30. The Northern PA, when the magazine ban went into effect for New York, Northern PA got flooded with mags like crazy. If you went on ARMS list, everybody and their brother up in like Wilkes-Barre area, Scranton, it was just like mags everywhere. It's crazy. Should have bought a bunch. So, alrighty, we got 23 in a room. The thanks for showing up to the closer, Food and Gun Variety Show, Sunday nights at 10:30. A couple of things. Matt this morning had had somebody in the chat ask him about, he has a shoot. Was it? I don't know if it was an AK. I can't remember what kind of rifle it was now, but he had a broken shell stuck in the chamber. And I had put it in the chat a couple times. White Trashtical Innovations, White Trashtical Tactical. That's right. All the way to the top, baby. And I put it in the chat, and nobody really acknowledged it. He didn't see it, or didn't. Maybe, I don't know. But they make a tool, and it's a broken shell extractor. I have one in the grip. I have a Hogue grip on my AK with the compartment, and I keep one in there. They were a couple bucks at the gun show, and that's what that is. Okay, so these are made. This would work for an SKS, and you just loosen it, and what happens is you put it in, and you actually put it through. You actually put it through. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? You put it through the broken shell, and then you close the action. And what happens is, let me see if I can see this. As it goes down, it spreads open a little bit. Okay? So there's a little lip here. Now that lip will grab onto the front of the shell. And then your extractor will go onto this, and you can pull it right out. I don't know what it was, $5-10 or something. It's by no means a fancy piece of equipment or precisely machined or anything like that, but they're pretty cool. It's a neat thing to have, especially if you've got an AK, SKS, something like that, that you're shooting old banged up ammo out of. Not corrosive, but you know, old military ammo or something like that. Steel case, where you might rip, especially with the AKs being overgassed, quote unquote. Yeah, these are cool. Next time you go to a gun show, look around for them. They usually, if you go to a gun show and there's one of those dudes that has like the little cubby bins, you know, like a whole table full of those bins. And, you know, he'll have like little cleaning tips and, you know, the picks, you know, maybe old cleaning kits, the buttstock cleaning kits, like his table is just full of brushes and all that kind of stuff. Ask a guy like that if he has one, and keep it in your range box. They're actually kind of neat. This dude that was on, I know that guy. Yeah, there's always at least one where it's just an old dude that's just got bins full of all sorts of cool stuff, you know. Yeah, you can look through that shit all day. But the dude on Trigger Time today, this would have saved him probably something like this. He could have just put it in and pulled that shell out. People were talking about heating up the. I don't know if it was brass. I don't remember if the guy said it was brass or stainless or steel. I don't know, but it should work either way. That's right. That is exactly what he needed, and nobody listened to me. Nobody listens to the cook. Everybody says that dude's just a dumb cook. He don't know nothing about nothing. Are those dudes Travis related? We all know that dude. Fry cook. So, that's right. Nobody listens to the Mohawk boy. They say, this guy don't know nothing about nothing. So, going on, F2 dot. How you doing, Clover? Oh, man. I know. You know what? See, nobody takes me seriously. But I bet you if I did this, I said, now what you got to do is you put a little oil on it and you slide it up in there and then bang, boom, pow. All better. Let's do it. Oil, see? Put a little oil on it so it don't rust. So, see, now people will take me seriously. So, there you go. That's your gadget of the day. Oh my God. This thing's shedding on me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Kalishnikov, how you doing, buddy? All prevents rust. Correct. That's right. See, I can speak Clover. Thanks, Zoidberg. I do a lot of impressions. Sometimes they're not even on purpose. So that's the broken case remover. Very cool. Oh, yeah. I should do a little view. I mean, geez, it would only take a couple of minutes, right? I think they call them. It's for when you have case head separation, and with AKs. I mean, everybody always used to talk about how they're overgassed and they run too hard. I don't see that being an issue. I mean, say let it rip, I did put a recoil buffer in mine, to stop it from slamming into the back there so much, the trunnion so hard, but, whatever. Yeah, I should do a little video on that. That's a pretty cool little gadget. I actually kind of forgot about it until that guy wrote that in today. OL. There's no E. That looks like Olay. That's not right. OL, just OL. And in big bore news, the other week we were talking about Wilson Combat was talking about that hammer, and they were like, it's the best thing since sliced tuna fish and crabgrass or whatever. Mostest awesomest thing ever. And I started looking at like the 4570. I don't remember what we settled on. I think it was the 450 Marlin was like one of the ones that was like a total hammer too. That thing was gnarly. I started looking at another one popped up that I didn't even think about. RL, do I belong to a club? Yeah, I do. Out here in Harrisburg. I need to renew my membership right now, actually, so I like the fact that AK's overgas, and what's nice about it is it makes it a more reliable system. Yeah, they run hard. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think as long as you have a rifle that can hold up to it, I guess. I mean, you look at some of the things with what's the one that's having that's basically falling apart on people right now. Mac and Robski, the C. Jesus, I'm blanking out. Somebody will know. You tell me. Raz 74, is that it? No, yeah, the CV2. Yeah, that's the one, Rich. Yeah, I mean, I guess the harder it runs, the worse it would be on a rifle like that that's not built well. But so anyway, I found out, I started looking up, and it didn't pop up the other week when I was looking at it, but the 500 Auto Mag. Clover's a reloader. He's a ballistics guy too. He likes looking at this stuff too. This thing's a monster. Melvin, what do we? AK case removal gadget now on the big board. That's right. We'll move on to food next. John Brown, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming. 500 Auto Mag. It's basically a rimless 500 Smith & Wesson mag, and it's running 350 grains at 2,200 feet per second out of an RO10 or an AR10 base or an AR10 platform. It's killer. D-Temp, Ghost, what's going on? Alan Anchor said, I didn't know this was a food chat too, now move more into it. Have you not watched any of my videos? That's primarily what I do. Hey, what's going on here? What's going on here? My thing's acting all wonky. I hope my stream doesn't cut out like everybody else's does. did tonight. Everybody had trouble. Um, 500 Automag seems like that's a hell of a round. That seems pretty cool. So I don't know. I just want to bring it up. Thought it'd be neat. I mean, SHOT Show's going on, or was going on. Everybody's talking about all sorts of cool stuff. So nobody actually watches your video. They don't. They watch about 3 seconds of it and turn it off. All right, it's good enough. One thing I did last week that I started to do, and I'm going to keep it up through this week, and then for next week's show I'll probably change it, play around a little bit. I added a playlist. If you're looking for some really fun music to listen to, something goofy, something to not take too seriously, there's a playlist on my channel called Midnight Jams, and these last 2 weeks, this past week and this week, it's going to be Jonathan Colton. Cool guy, kind of a music nerd. Started on MySpace, just doing like videos, sort of took off and got this cult following. He does a lot of funny songs. They're not all safe for work, just so you know. But check it out; it's really neat. Hey, Rock Humber looks like the one with your hair looks like Little Mountain in a Range. Yeah. Jumpy says, flash hider or muzzle brake on an AK-74? I have a muzzle brake on mine. I would say, why not a muzzle brake? I mean, I don't really need to hide any flashes. Silencer. Yeah, the suppressor. There you go. I don't think there's really any reason to be hiding flashes. I don't really care. My AMD 65 throws a pretty gnarly fireball at 12.5 inches. So, and that's with the brake on it. That's with a big brake. So, Tardot doesn't hide when he flashes. Well, we'll be seeing your picture in the post office soon, I'm sure. Hey, I know that guy. So, Midnight Jams, there you go. Go listen to some funny music. It'll make you laugh. The channel's up to 230 something subs now. 231, something like that. I've been slowly, over the last, couple of weeks, like one a day average, maybe one and a half a day average, something like that. So it's been going really cool. 233 now. I think I must have jumped one or two since yesterday, which is really cool. If you guys want to, you can share the videos, do that kind of stuff. You know the deal. Y'all know the deal. But I've been picking up some non-gunner or two here and there. Picked up one or two look like gamers, which is pretty neat. If you know some people that are. Clover says he's been creating alts and subbing you. Yeah. Clover Tack's got his own Frank Castle thing going on. Patriot says, any low-carb meals that won't make me jump off a building? No. Straight meat, bro. That's steak and eggs. Just eat steak and eggs for breakfast all the time. The other day on the daily, the gun show, was it Friday night, I guess? Rock Humper says that he has 231 aliases already subbed. Just call me White Castle. White Castle, there you go. Clover. The G-Webs, they were talking about the Edge Steakhouse out in Vegas that they went. And some people had questions about they were talking about the Wagyu. W-A-G-Y-U. Wagyu. People were, I was kind of talking in the chat a little bit about it, but I figured I'd bring it up here today because it makes sense. And it's what we do here, right? Food and guns. So Wagyu is American, what's quote unquote called an American Kobe. Okay. Norm says, I made the watch list tonight during Jeldon's chat. I don't have enough energy to make the watch list twice in one night, so bye-bye. Okay. All right, see you, buddy. I want to know, New Throne Clay wants to know about Caviar. All right, we'll talk about Caviar then. That's the same, kind of the same thing. It's a high-end product, very specific in what it, what you can and can't call Caviar. Same thing as Cycle Camp brought up champagne when I was talking the other day. Champagne is the same thing. If a wine is sparkling wine is made in Champagne, France, it can be called a champagne. If it's not, then it cannot be called a champagne, and legally, it has to be called like a sparkling wine. American Wagyu is the American version of the Japanese product of Kobe. Kobe is a region in Japan. It's not when I hide in the stream, I cover myself in caviar. Do it, Rock Humper. There's your video. It'll go viral in no time. Sweet potatoes versus yams too. They're technically different, and I think they're grown in different places, different areas originally. Originally, the Wagyu, W-A-G-Y-U, is a breed of cow. Just like we have Black Angus. My mom had a Cavalier years ago. Yeah, they're nice. What's up, Nixie? We went from guns to food to cars. Now we're talking about the Chevy Cavalier. It's a beast. And you can't go wrong with that. Caviar versus Tobiko. Caviar is the roe from a sturgeon. It has to be from a sturgeon or it's not caviar. Tobiko is flying fish roe. It was a Z24. My cousin had a Z24 too. Bad to the bone. Tobiko you see in Japanese cooking, Japanese and sushi places, and you see it on top of sashimi, you see it in rolls, whatever. You see lots of different colors of it. That is flying fish roe. They're both roe. Like a sturgeon. I'm a big Weird Al fan myself there, Cycle Camp. And it's usually very mild. It's got a sweetness to it. Tobiko tends to have almost like kind of crunch. Has like almost a crunch when you chew on it. It's really kind of cool. It's kind of crackly and crunchy. It's really neat. Comes in multiple colors. They color it, and then when you get the wasabi one, there's one that's like a lime green. It has wasabi juice in it, so it's spicy. C4 Defense, how you doing, buddy? Man, we're up to 36. It's awesome. We get a couple more, we can break 40. I've never broken 40 in a chat before. That's really good, man. That would be awesome. Almost did it a couple weeks ago. We got up to 39. So Wagyu, originally Japanese cow. There's different growing regions in Japan. One is Kobe, and there's I think 3 or 4 other ones. I can't remember off the top of my head. I did no research. This is just me. You know me. I'm not researching all that much. A little bit. So depending on where it's from, it's called something different. One is called like Mizuki, I believe, and there's another one that's like Agashi, I think, or something to that sort. I'm probably butchering them up. So depending on where it's from, that Wagyu breed is called something different. So up until the 1800s, they weren't allowed out of Japan. It was like a national treasure. You could get murder-fied for, letting them leave the country. And then at one point, there was a gift given of like 6 heads to the United States for some reason or another. I don't remember why. Probably a sorry for World War II or something. Hey, my bad. Here's some cool meat, Sorry about that whole Pearl Harbor thing. And my bad. Here's some cows. And then from there, those Mitsubishi and Kawasaki, it's pretty close. Suzuki is a fish. I don't know if you know that. Suzuki is in the bass family. Has anyone ever made buffalo wings out of flying fish wings? No, they're too big. They're super big. You got to use the buffalo wings. They're smaller. Rock Humper, you're so, I don't know. I'm ashamed that you're from Pennsylvania. You don't even know. You don't know nothing. So the I'm trying not to watch the chat. I'm trying to talk because if I watch the chat, I'll just go so from there you've got these really awesome, amazing cows in the country. Some of them are crossbred with American Black Angus. Some of them are purebred. They generally don't handle them the same way that the Japanese did. The Japanese are crazy about it, and they, they talk about massaging them and like, the whole 9 yards. It's crazy. Rocky Mountain oysters, Mel? Or, I'm sorry, Rock Humper. Rock Humper eats Rocky Mountain oysters. What ocean do they come from? Ocean's 11. I think you're thinking about Brad Pitt's oysters. I don't know. So, Edge Steakhouse gets their, I looked it up, they get their American Wagyu from Snake River Farms out in Idaho. It's actually the largest producer of American Wagyu in the States. And I've used it. We actually used to use it at the restaurant that I work at. We had it for, we used it for years, up until very, very recently, and we switched over to a local farm that's growing Wagyu. Snake River Farms is awesome. It's very, very expensive. I've gotten lots of different products from them. You can get anything from, you can do anything from all Wagyu beef, American Wagyu beef hot dogs, to whole New Yorks, whole tenderloins, short ribs, anything. It's really, really pretty awesome. They're full service from what I remember. They were where they grew, slaughtered, packaged, and shipped all from their place. So that was really neat. And what it's kind of funny because one day I was breaking down a Kobe, American Wagyu New York strip a couple weeks ago, and I threw my phone up on the shelf, just like when I did the sushi video, the how to roll sushi, and videotaped myself doing it, and I just kind of got lost in my phone. And I thought, man, I'm never gonna do anything with this, but I didn't delete it. I dug it out today or yesterday, and I think what I'm gonna do is just do it almost like a little, just sort of fun tutorial. I'm gonna do a voiceover with it, and you can sort of see it from whole New York to cut steaks. Very simple. Not that anybody couldn't cut their own steaks. It's really simple, but just to show the trimming process and talk about the steaks a little bit. American Wagyu tends to be not as marbled as the Japanese. The Japanese run in amount of marbling. They'll run from 1 to 12, where 12 is like 75% fat. It's crazy. Super marbled. So American Wagyu tends to not quite be as marbled. So that's Edge Steakhouse. Humper likes meaty marbles in his mouth. Yeah, he does. Japanese like playing marbles. That's racist. So what do you guys want to talk about? What's going on? What's new? I think everybody's shot showed out a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Seems like everybody's on the hot topics. The SIG 365. Oh, Jorge's sleeping. Yeah, get well, Yank. Oh my God. Not that he'll ever watch any of my live streams. He doesn't know who the hell I am. But yeah, I never want to see anybody feeling that bad, man. That sucks. That sucks. That's just, I've had pneumonia. It's miserable. Get well, Davey. So yeah, SIG 365 has been on everybody's. If Midnight Range TM is the foodie among us gun folks, We need a car guy among us. Yeah, AWAG 1000. Yeah. What's my yeah? Cycle Camp and I were talking about cookies the other day too. What's your favorite cookie? Man, you know, we were talking about oatmeal raisin. I do love an oatmeal raisin, but I'm a peanut butter junkie. So, like a peanut butter, almost like a chocolate chip cookie, but with like broken up Reese's peanut butter cups. That's pretty good. Birthday. My wife likes the birthday cake Oreos. Yeah. Yeah, Rich says he knows who you are, Midnight Ranger. Dog's gonna bark here, guys. Hey, hey, hey. You're just gonna have to put up with it. Could be worse. Yeah, white chocolate macadamia is a good way to go. I don't know. Have I ever, what was that? Have I ever made Oreo balls? No. Is that supposed to be Oreo? No. Cycle likes the Girl Scout cookies with the peanut butter under the chocolate. Yeah, I don't remember what those are called. Oreo balls. No, I've never. Molasses cookies. Molasses cookies are good too, Patriot. Those are tasty. I remember my grandpa always had them. Tag along, maybe. Yeah, they have funny names for all of them. Thanks, John Z. I appreciate you taking us in there with you. That's nice. My dog just woke yours up. Oh, I'm sorry. Ginger snaps. That's pretty basic too, Hottie. I love you guys. Always share with you anytime. Gee, thanks, John. Oh, boy. I don't think if I have anything else planned for tonight. I don't think so. Jumpy says, what's a high temperature oil that is used for frying other than peanut? I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Oil. Yeah, not oil. I think he's talking about oil. Off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, Mel, you've got a... Hey. Damn, dog's digging in the couch. Driving me nuts. Oh, what's your favorite coffee Dunkin' cookie? That might be an Oreo. That might be an Oreo. And if you're really feeling funky, like you've had a rough night, you get the double stuff, you pop them apart and you make a quadruple stuff. A couple of those, you'll be wound up, ready for action. Ready to go. Have I ever eaten at Chifa in Philly? No, I've never eaten at Chifa. One of my favorite places in Philly is Sampan. Sampan's a really cool joint. Just made Parham bacon Brussels sprouts. Parham? I don't know what Parham is. Ginger snap while watching ginger snaps. Oh, that's epic combo. But if you get into Philly, Rock Humper, you're down that way. Sampan's really cool. So chef owner, his name's Michael Schulzen. Really cool place, Asian, sort of fun. Not too fancy, kind of upscale casual, kind of funky cool fun. That's really neat. And if you do you know the French soup as mushrooms, maybe snail, white, and really buttery? You might have to retype that. Do you know the French soup as mushrooms, maybe snail, white, and really buttery? I don't know, bro. I'm not sure what you're meaning there. Sampan, to get back to that, it's pretty cool. They have their kitchen is basically like open. It's almost like sitting at a bar, going to a bar for a drink. But that's their kitchen. It's really cool. Can he eat with his pants unbuckled there? Sure, why not? I don't give a shit. I don't own the place. Yes, Jumpy, we remember. Thank you. Nothing wrong with that. Tonight's show must suck. We're dropping viewers like flies. Somebody else on? Male or female? Oh, Jumpy. Gotcha. It's called cream of mushroom and escargot soup. Hey, we gained a viewer. Oh, what's going on, Jared? How you doing, buddy? You've been chatting like a son of a bitch lately, man. Mister, you're like lobby chat part 2. Every time I turn my damn phone on, Jared's live. Yeah, the escargot thing. I've worked with escargot a little bit, not a whole lot. Not since culinary school, actually, but it can be the soup is kind of cream of mushroom, layer of melted real butter on top. The soup is white. I don't know. Flavor-wise, the escargot is really good. Texturally, they can be pretty chewy. And generally, yeah, you see them in like a kind of a buttery sauce, something like that. We used to do them in these puff pastry shells, where you lay puff pastry out. It's fine. Don't worry about them. They're gonna park. They're gonna park. Lay the puff pastry out, and then almost do it like a window pane or like a windowsill, where you have a border, another second border, and then bake it, and it turns into like a little, almost like a bowl. That's the first time I ever did that, and that's the first time I ever had escargot. It was good, butter, fresh herbs, not a whole lot to it. Pretty simple. Not anything I'm going to be doing anytime soon, I'm sure. What you guys talking about here? Oh, nacho fries from Taco Bell. Yeah, the Patriot says he's saying it's a soup. It could have been a soup. They could literally have just been like blended up or something. That's not. I wouldn't be surprised. Two Live Moose says, tips for culinary school. My kid is interested. You are in, where are you at? Michigan or something like that, right? It's really hard. Everybody's different, right? I figured out how Travis gets all these viewers. They make them all mods. Yeah, you have to. If you're a mod, you're required to show up. So, yeah, I make like 100 people mods. Gary's not here though. Of all the, yeah, that's surprising. He was on Night Strikes. Culinary school. There's a couple of different things you got to look at. One, go to the place and check them out. If she's really interested in going to a culinary school, make sure she goes to the place. Do a tour, do a walk around. If you know anybody in the industry, maybe they can even give you a heads up or go with you. There's a couple different ways to do the program with certain schools too. My school had I could either do a certificate, culinary certificate, or you could take regular classes in math or English or science, and you get an associate's degree. I have an associate's degree. Now, looking back on it, is that as important as I thought? Probably not. The culinary part of the program is exactly the same, or it was in my school. So if no matter whether I had regular classes or not, no, I'm not on Twitter. Whether I had regular classes or not, my culinary classes were the same. So graduating, everybody that graduated culinary school got the same culinary education, unless they went into a specific baking program or something. So you got to look at that. Does that degree versus certificate help you get a job? Could. It could. But for somebody like me, knowing what I know now in the industry, it wouldn't help out at all. Whether you had a degree or a certificate, as long as I knew the school program was the same for both people. If you if you came in and you applied, two people applied and said, I went to this class and took the regular one, the regular certificate, and the other one took the degree, kind of a toss-up. So I don't really care if you took English and science and math. It's nice, but I want you because you're a good cook. There's a lot of good culinary schools. I don't know much about Michigan. I feel like there's a Cordon Bleu up there, but I'm not 100% sure. Cordon Bleu is a great school. Johnson & Wales is a big deal. CIA is a big deal. I did not go to a big school. I went to a community college with a culinary wing, with a culinary department. Their culinary was the number one class or whatever, but it wasn't by any means big fancy. But the curriculum was really good, and the books that they teach out of were the same books that the same as a lot of the bigger culinary schools taught out of. That was kind of important, and that's something you could ask. Is ask them what the texts are, what the text or what they're teaching out of, and if they're just, you can tell if they're half-assing it. Jorge says it might. Does it affect your pay if you have a degree or a certificate? I guess it could. It could. It's hard because, for the most part, the degree is the most important for your first good job, I think. Okay? So you get out of culinary school, that piece of paper helps you get into the restaurant, they're like, oh, this guy went through a good program. He got some decent grades. He seems excited about the industry. That'll get you your first job. It won't help you keep it, because if you're still a shitty cook, you're still a shitty cook. That makes no difference. That degree helps less maybe the nenext job, because that next job is going to be looking at your last job and say, hey, especially if it's in the same town, same place, because it's a small world. You get a call from somebody leaves me and goes to somewhere else, and it turns out to be one of my buddies that's a chef or something. They call me and say, hey, what's this guy's deal? That's important. That's more important than, the piece of paper might get your foot in the door, but your work ethic and your past actions will keep you in the door, I guess. So if she's interested, I'm here. You know what I mean? Give me a call if you need anything. Shoot me a text, or shoot me an email, and use some comment. Hop in the comments. Tell her to hop. I don't know if she has a YouTube account or whatever. Tell her to come on herself. If she watches any of the videos, leave some comments and questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions she has. Too Hottie says, what are your thoughts on restaurants that make you cook your own steak and don't have an option to have a real chef cook a $50 steak? There is a time and a place for everything. And it sounds like you probably aren't the kind of person to go to a place like that. I think a lot of people like that kind of stuff. They like, the what's a place up here? It's called Melting Pot. It's like a fondue joint. It's pretty expensive. It's expensive, and that the issue with me is not so much. I guess it's probably the same issue that probably you have or somebody else has by the sound of your question is, all right, you're losing a lot of your overhead. Why am I still paying the same? Or why is it still expensive? So I think there's some validity in that, because he says salad bar and happy hour was all I did. I wasn't having that on vacation. Maybe a good date thing, but yeah, it is. It's more of an experience thing, and it's fun to do and whatnot. I've never really done it. Anything like that. I've done some of like the Salt Rock and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I was at Morimoto in Philly, and they did some tableside stuff, and that was pretty cool. But I wasn't really doing it either. I think a restaurant has to be very, very careful that the experience is really fun and good, or just kind of what you're sort of alluding to is an issue, where it's like, all right, you've got a bunch of prep cooks back there, and that's what it is, basically. I mean, I know people that work at places like this. I've met people. And they're like, man, we have a kitchen manager and then basically, a bunch of prep cooks, and it keeps the overhead low and the labor low. And it makes you wonder, then why am I still paying the same, right? So, I know, stop yawning. I forgot my Rockstar today. All I got is water. The old damn water. Blech. Bleh. No energy drink. So, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit ambivalent about it. Too Hottie says they had a waitress and a butcher. Yeah, probably. Basically, yeah, it was a no little bottles. Oh yes, I wouldn't be without it. How could I do a show without my little tiny water? Little tiny water. Yeah, it pretty much. It is kind of a weird thought that. Little man's doing pretty good. He's actually had surgery. Thursday. He had tubes put in because he's had some ear infections in the past, and so we had to go in, and anytime you do that, they have to put him under. So see a detemp. Put him under. So anytime anybody, especially a little dude, goes under anesthesia, there's you got to worry a little bit. But he was a trooper. He did really good. He was he did about as well as any little kid was going to do. He was very, very good, and it seemed to go well. So hopefully these don't fall out. The last set fell out. Yep. The last set he had one fall out, one was crooked, so they weren't draining like they should have. So they had to go back in, which sucks, because But they put a different type in, different type of tube in. So hopefully it goes well. His doctor is awesome. Did a he's very good guy. Seems like a really nice dude. Yeah. Who's giving him wet willies? He's giving himself wet willies, basically. The tubes allow the drainage to just drain out. It's really kind of weird. It allows the ear canal to drain so that it doesn't build up. Daniel Pfeiffer, he says he had tubes in and having to wear earplugs was annoying. They do not tell you to do that anymore. They actually said for normal, any kind of normal, like, shower, bath, even like going to the beach, Don't worry about don't worry about plugs. Tomorrow is Patriot's daughter's 6-month post-op checkup. Hopes for the best. Yeah, we hope for the best, man. It's never fun to see sick kids. My wife dealt with them at work a lot. It's sad. Sorry, I couldn't do it. Puddings are cool. There you go. that was the chocolate ice cream was the lifesaver for us when he came out of anesthesia. He was cranky because he was all taped up. His IV and his arm was all taped up. My aunt had dropped off a little chocolate ice cream for him. And he was just awake enough to know that ice cream is awesome. So we were feeding the ice cream while we were notification for Jan is gay. He's still gay. Jan is still gay. 3. He's 3. Just a little. So he was a little upset when he came out until he realized that he could get some ice cream, and then they could slowly work on the tape so it didn't hurt him when he pulled it off. So yeah, it was like, whew, good idea. Yeah, Jorge says it sucks watching people sick. Yeah, it blows. So yeah, so cross your fingers for Patriot. Hope the little one makes. Are we talking about a human? Are we talking about a human or a pet getting ice cream? My son. But at 3 years old, coming out of anesthesia, there's definitely a little, brr, little groggy. So no, it's okay. Rocky Road. Oh, I know what I wanted to. Here, I know what I wanted to show too. This is pretty cool. I've wanted one of these for a couple of years now, and I never wanted to spend the money because they were like 150, 160 bucks, kind of pricey. And I got a flyer from Midway the other day. Yeah, anesthesia makes a lot of people nauseous. I got the thing from Midway the other day. And I was in a hospital as a kid once, and my hospital buddy's room and his roommate, pulled a code blue. Oof. Yeah, I don't even like to talk about it. I have a hard time talking about it. My wife would come home and talk about the kids that she took care of, and I'm too soft. I'm too soft for that. So I wanted one of these suckers forever, and I don't know if anybody's in the market for a gun vise or a gun station, whatever you call them, cleaning station, whatever. But Tipton makes the Ultra gun one. I'll hold this up so you can see it. It is on sale through Midway for 99 bucks. Ooh, right there. Alright. That's a slamming deal. That's really good. Hi, this is Larry Potterfield. Thank you for your business. He sounds like a real party animal, doesn't he? So I ordered one of them son of bitches because I've wanted one forever. Cycle just got one for Christmas. That's awesome. It's the Ultra one. I'm really excited, man. I'm super excited to get it. I don't have anything. I've always sort of half-assed propped everything up and, done that whole thing. And then when I bought my 308, it's such a nice rifle. Like, it was such a bummer to clean it like all. Oh, he got the big red one. That's by like does the MDS or MSD or something like that. I'll tell you what, I've watched a lot of Larry's how-to stuff on YouTube. How to, mount a scope, or how to do this, or how to do checkering and do all sorts of cool stuff. it's pretty neat. There's a lot of cool little informational, little tutorials there, for sure. Yeah, Jared says he's used his lap so many times he feels like a king using a table or a coffee table. Yeah, I've been the same way. I have like I bought it at a yard sale. It's like the front rest, like a sandbag rest with the the notch or whatever. That's how I end up doing it. I put it in that and then wedge like something else underneath the back, and then then I can do my cleaning right, the right way. Townsend Whalen once said that only accurate rifles are interesting. It's a that might be. I don't know how it's coming through on video, but that sounded like a pretty good Larry Potter fail here. So, yeah, Jorge likes to see Larry on his spots on building an AR on the Sportsman's Channel. My vice in the basement froze up, so now my vice is my son. Yeah, that's nice. So, for 99 bucks, I mean, I don't know, man. That's a pretty nice piece of equipment to add. What's cool too is it has the adjustable feet on it, but you can just take the feet off if you wanted to mount it to your. You could just hard mount it right to your bench if you wanted to. Me, I don't have a bench yet. So I just kind of, yeah, I'm just kind of half-assing it all over the place. This will at least make it a little bit easier. So if you're in the market, snag it. It says limited quantities available, which I don't know what the hell. How many is that? Who knows how many that is? Could still be a million of them. Who knows? What else? What else? What else is there to talk about? SHOT Show stuff. The P365 is getting a bad rap. I'm still excited to see it. I'd like to. Is that both for rifles and pistols? Yeah. You could use it for pistols for sure. Each, the front and the back. The front and the back adjust up and down, and then the little grippies are rubber, and they articulate, which is really cool. And then it has the AR magwell sort of, I don't know, you call it rest or whatever. Gizzard, Senor Gizzard, and Grim 90. Where were you guys at hiding? It's got some trays, and it I don't know. I'm excited to get it, man. I think it's one of the nicer ones out there. It seems like all the reviews. I've watched a lot of reviews on them. Everybody has good things to say about them. I'm sure mine will come and it'll be destroyed. Yeah, Midway's shipping's always really good too, for sure. Everything I've ever gotten from them has been pretty solid and pretty quick. Oh, that was Clover that was saying meh. The 365 is meh. Yeah, 365 might be meh. I think maybe it's a little it was a little anticlimactic or whatever. I mean, people thought it was going to be something amazing, and it's just maybe it'll just turn out to be a really good striker fired gun, and and that's all it really needs to be. Just because it's a SIG doesn't. People might want to assume it's going to be something groundbreaking. Trying to create a test. I think I'm going to run out of ink. Yeah, I know the feeling, Grim. When we do this, we get new servers and they have to take a menu test. Good God, man, we've had a couple that were pretty awful. Just a pocket pickle. Pocket pickle. Clover says it's. It's just a leprechaun pocket pickle. And so everybody's talking about that, and everybody's talking about the knuckleballer. Franklin Armory Nerf Pua Whistler Knuckleballer. Jumpy says, every time I fry fish, the crust falls off. How can you prevent that? Always start with, I mean, I don't know how you're doing it. How do you only get 3 out of 43 questions right? Maybe it has something to do with the teacher. I don't know how you're doing your fish. No, you don't really need to tell me. I'll just run through a couple things and maybe I'll answer your question. I've seen people try to bread frozen fish. Don't do that. Clover's talking about the new Swagger bipod. Oh. Don't bread anything frozen. Make sure the fish is dead first. Vandalistic of Vlogs. How you doing, buddy? You send it to Braden if you want fish paste. You can make fish meatballs. But don't ever try and bread something frozen. It ain't going to work out for you. So as soon as it thaws out, while it's cooking, it's going to purge some liquid, and it's just going to fall off. So standard breading procedure. The breading procedure is going to be just like my Dorito chicken video. You know, a standard breading, which would be flour, egg wash, and breadcrumbs or whatever. Dry the fish. You know, let it, pat it dry lightly. Purge some liquid. Just lost my appetite. You're welcome. It's too late. You shouldn't be eating this late anyway, Clover. I just did you a favor. Go into the seasoned flour. And then one of the things people do too is you got to find a happy medium with the amount of eggs and milk in your egg wash. If you do too much egg, it's like super, super thick and like tends to be like such a thick batter and it's like pasty. If you don't do enough, not enough of the egg wash sticks to the floured fish or chicken or whatever, and then it doesn't take up enough of the breadcrumb. And it can, if you don't have enough of the breadcrumb and you don't have total encrustation, total encapsulation, I don't know what you want to say, total encapsulation of my heart, the oil can get underneath the crust. Total coverage, sure, we'll use coverage. If that oil gets underneath that crust, it'll just flake it all off. Same idea as like a nickel-plated gun. You get solvent underneath the nickel, it'll eat away the copper, and the nickel just flakes off. So I don't know. Did that help you out any? If it didn't, let me know something more specific about what you're doing, and maybe we can figure it out. But generally, breadings are pretty easy. If you're having trouble with it, there's something you're doing wrong. Cool. Pays equals physical. I don't know what that means. Sounds like math. Blech. RL just ate cake and ice cream. There you go. I was being mean. Who was I being mean to? RL was never great at chem. He was better at bio. Go to Macas. Is that I don't know what that is. I am not mean to you. I am so nice. I praise you all the time. I always talk about how awesome you are in your channel. Oh, McDonald's. McAdee's. Got Mickey D's today. I got a chicken sandwich and some nuggets for the little dude. Got some nuggets. He got some nuggets. Clipper's got one of the best shows on. No joke. He says, that is obvious, dude. Patriot says, hey, I was wondering if you ever heard of etouffee. I think it's French for cheeseburger. I heard of it. I told you already once today. How many times today do I have to tell you? I'll get to it for you. I swear. It's in the magazine. Just got to get it up in there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the big boss man just went live. Was that Gear Websites went live? Shoemaker's Kid. Cycle Camp. That's a fantastic culinary term that a lot of people don't know. I think I mentioned it on the channel one time. Shoemaker. A cobbler shoemaker basically takes pieces that somebody else built. He takes the laces and he takes the upper and he takes the lower, the shoe, whatever, he takes all these pieces and he sews them all together and he says, look, I made a shoe. I'm a shoemaker. Some cooks and chefs are the same way. Like, I'm going to take this sauce out of a jar. I'm going to take this chicken that's already cooked. And I'm going to take this, whatever, mashed potatoes that are already done. Slam them all together. Look at me, I'm a cook. Have I ever tried the Swiss mushroom grilled chicken melt at McDonald's? No. Hashtag windowless van. Scary. Grim says the funny thing is there's a large poster of the periodic table in the front of the classroom that he forgot to take down, and he could have looked at it. I remember shit like that happening when I was a kid a couple times. You didn't realize that, like some of the lesson was still up on the board or something, when they did not a demo, but like a seminar. Have you ever had a Big Mick from McDowell's? Nope. It's okay. Gene won't make etouffee. I already asked. Gene. Jelsma? Didn't he do gumbo? Wasn't he playing with gumbo the one day? Gumbo and etouffee is like, Jan looks even more gay without his beard. Blendelistica, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Good to see you. Did anyone get Scotsman to wake up yet? Damn, I forgot about that. Did anybody go and put a timestamp on that yet? Anybody that's watched it? You need to, Gizzard, you need to send me you gotta email me a link to that chat, and somebody get the hell over there and timestamp it when they realized he was out. That shit's funny. I fell asleep in a lobby chat once a couple months ago. It happens, man. I'm trying to do some of these late night chats after working like 14, 15 hours. It's the last time I lay down in bed to chat. It's like the kiss of death. What? Scotsman trimmed his beard? Oh man, that's where he gets all his magical superpowers. Too hotty. Feel better, buddy. See ya. If he trims his beard too much, he'll forget like his, he'll lose like his firearms knowledge or something. Everybody see the stuck case remover before I put it away? Everybody see it? Put it back in the old grip here. He says, "Oh, that looks tactical." It is kind of tactical. I got a little mag. I got some mag wobble. I might take it in to have that dealt with one of these days. Although I've had quite a few rounds go through it, and I've never had any issues. So maybe it's better left alone. Shit almost fell over. Been thinking. Grim's been thinking about getting one. What? Hashtag white trashicle. Link, I'll see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, man. Grim, what are you thinking about getting? An AK? Sons of bitches in your Mohawk boy. You know, I'd probably have more subs if people. What's up, Mad Sexy? People are probably out there thinking, this guy's awesome. He's amazing. I got to sub to this guy. He's way better than Clover. And they can't find me because they don't know what my real name is. Or my bullshit. It's a conspirasol. It's a conspirasol. Mad Sexy Man of the Night. Woo! Does anybody else actually do the woo part? The Ric Flair part? Assuming that's what it is. A little Ric Flair action there. Mad Sexy Man of the Night. Woo! That's funny. Ric Flair. The Nature Boy. So what's going on, Mad Sexy? You missed all sorts of chats. All sorts of chatting. We're talking about foods. We're talking about guns. We're talking about stuck case removers. We're talking about music a little bit. Oh, man, he's sick. Get out of here. Beat it. Go. Ha. Go. Get out of here. I want to get us sick. Eh, well. He will not leave. No, Mad Sexy, because he's sick. I'm going to get rid of him. He's going to get us all sick. Oh. RL's going to start drinking? Yeah. Grim. Get an AK while you can, man. You're not the first person during the chat here today even to mention it. Unless it was you and I'm just had a stroke or something. How about that live feed while cooking? I saw that, Gary. Thank you. I was not able to live stream from work. I've tried it twice, so I don't know if our internet is pretty wonky there. My phone reception isn't the best to begin with. So I could try it one of these nights. I just don't know 100% how well it's going to go, or if it'll even go through. It wouldn't let me. I started up. Actually, I think I started up 2 or 3 times, and each time it just killed it. Yeah. Yeah. Cycle Cam says it's all the customers downloading porn while waiting for the food. Well, hey, the old restaurant saying is, do you want it right or do you want it right now? If you want it right, you're gonna have to wait. What kind of AK you looking at, Grim? Let's talk AKs. Ooh, he was sick. Got a fever. Tooth extraction. Got a fever and a chill for a few days. Man, when I had my wisdom teeth out, I got a dry socket, and I was miserable. Bad. And then I had a reaction to. Think I had a reaction possibly to the Vicodin. Like the first day was, sore. Second day I was feeling pretty good. I was up doing stuff around the house, doing some cleaning and laundry, whatnot, whatever. And then that night at like 2 a.m., I woke up and was just shaking. I just started to like shake, like when you get a really, really bad chill and you're like, whew, your whole body kind of shivers. I did that for like 3 hours. I couldn't stop. It was crazy. So, and then the next day I had a dry socket too. What's going on outfield? More cowbell. That would make sense for you, yeah. So from then I haven't been taking Vicodin since. I've taken it before and never had an issue, but man, it's kind of scary actually. Gunpowder, what's happening? Your old man's in here causing trouble. Grim90 says, midnight, not sure. What's you think with wood? And you wonder why your kids didn't do well on the test. Hey, Grim, what's your with the woods? Gunpowder's old man bead the tar dots. The tar dots is his. I always thought I would never really care if somebody called me my wife's old man. Obviously, like guys just don't give a shit about that. But I always thought somebody calling somebody's wife or somebody calling their wife or somebody calling their wife and it's the old lady. It's so horrible. It's such a horrible thing to call somebody. Here comes your old lady. Ooh. And you think it's gonna be some truck driving, butch dude looking chick. We started talking about AKs and I lost it. Vicodin and whiskey, fuzzy memories, yeah. Patriot says he wants to get an AK, but I guess he says he wants wood furniture. What would be the best route? There's a ton of stuff out there now. And depending on what you go with, a lot of the stuff is interchangeable, which is cool. Check out. You can kind of keep an eye out for like on Arms List or Craigslist. Because Craigslist you can do gun parts. You can't do guns, but you can still do gun parts. Arms List you can do whatever. And what's kind of neat is if you go on and sort of wanting to buy or whatever, there's tons of people out there that have put like quad rails on stuff or put like the Magpul furniture on it, and they have like their old Wasser furniture, and you can get it for dirt cheap. I mean, I traded some of my stuff from my AK to the guy I know for, I forget what the hell I got, a couple boxes of ammo. I didn't want it. I was never gonna put it back on. And he sold one of his AMDs. He had an AMD too, and the dude that bought it from him wanted it original, and he didn't have anything. So I was like, well, I got mine laying around. I gave him mine to give to that guy, and then he gave me a couple boxes of ammo. I was like, fine, sure. It's a win-win. I'll never change a damn thing back, I'm sure. But some of the Russian red stuff is really cool, like like that reddish, you know. Chefs in the kitchen seem to be dicks on TV. It's because anybody you put in front of a camera is trying to be too cool. Although I will say that a restaurant, especially the kitchen, is a very short-tempered place, and it's a very night, Rich. Short answers. Boom, 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 boom. Short, straight to the point. Very blunt, I guess. You know. There's a lot going on. So yeah, you tend to be very blunt and direct, which can come off as being an asshole. But that's the environment. That's how everybody is, you know. And I bitch at my guys for not being short and direct when they talk to me, or servers. You know, servers will come back and be like, I got this lady out here and she's been here a couple times and she said that she's talked to you and she said, I'm like, fucking, what do you want? You know, Jesus, I don't need the story. You're killing me. I'm like, you know, in the middle of doing a bunch of tickets and stuff like that. You know, getting my ass beat, and you want to tell me, you know, where this lady's from and how many times she's been in and what kind of car she drives and how long it took her to get here, and you know, it's like, I don't need to know any of that shit. I want to hear, I got a bitch out here that wants a burger, you know, spicy. Like, all right, I'll throw some chilies on it. I don't know. We used to do a burger with sambal. I hope Grim buys an AK. If he does not have an AK, he should have one. Should have an AK and an AR. Just because America. Chef Ramsay's a douche. He's a good chef, I guess. Or 2 AKs, Tardot says that's right. Outfield, need to get one. Outfield hat law. It's I don't know, now's kind of the time, you know, if you can swing it. AKs are going up, ARs are down, but you know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen to them? You know, it's only a matter of time before something crazy happens and they start going up. When am I going to do alligator meat? When one of them crawls into the restaurant and tries to kill me, tries to eat me, then I'll have alligator meat. Uh-oh. Gizzard being commie again? Oh, because he doesn't have an AK or an AR? Yeah, there's still, I mean, you know, Matt pushes the AMDs like crazy, so do I. You know, they're still out there. They're still a good price. If you can snag one, snag one. I've seen some chef get at it with the suppliers of meat because the beef was subpar shitty. Gator cupcakes are great. Okay. I like gator pot pie. Now I'm getting hungry. Now I know what it's like to be you guys. The water boy. Gator tots. Dry aged or wet? Dry aged is great as long as it's done right and it's not too long. Sometimes it gets kind of, it can get a little sour almost. You know what I mean? Some of it's pretty rough. Generally, you do like a wet age. You know, they come vacuum sealed, cryovac, whatever you want to call it, and they usually wet age like 3 weeks. Mad Sexy likes his wet and fresh. I agree. Go get some of them fries. I think Taco Bell's only open for another 17 minutes. I'll leave this open. I'll be right back. Gotta get out of here. Jumpy says bakers are meanies because they don't let me touch their mothers. Okay. Oh, Primary Arms has lowers. I did see that Anderson strips for $29. There's your start. Talk to Night Strike. Maybe Night Strike can help you out. So what's a mother in cooking again? A mother is with vinegar. If you have, and you can, it's I don't want to say it's a sediment. It's not a sediment. It's probably a protein that forms in vinegar. If you go into your cabinet and you have like something, there's some stuff that people buy that they just never use, and it's in their cabinet for years. Vinegar is one of those things sometimes. If you have like cider vinegar or something, if you can see into the bottle and it looks like it has almost like a little, almost like a jellyfish looking thing, and it'll be a little flat, thin, like kind of gelatinous looking, something in there. That's what's called the mother. If you would take that out and put it in, apple cider, that's how you would turn that into that apple vinegar. Same idea as a starter with sourdough bread. You take, you make a batch of dough, and Gary, you're right. That's the best kind. If you make a batch of dough and you take some of the old dough and mix it in with the new stuff, and that's the starter, quote unquote. Sourdoughs like that. There's sourdough. I forget what the name of the company is, the bakery. It was pretty cool. I was watching one time. They had a sort of little blurb documentary kind of thing. $50 transfer fees. Good God, where are you going? Whew, fuck that. It's crack prices. They have starter samples of their starter dough in like 3 different places, and like different safes, in case something ever happens. Like if there was ever a fire at the bake shop, they would still be able to. Dog is snoring again. A couple of weeks ago, she was doing that. In case something would happen, then they're not out their secret recipe. Yeah, $30. I think $30 isn't too bad. 25 is anything under 25 is really good. 25 or 30s, I think, one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's no big deal. I remember years ago, I was sending in a gun to. Or no, I think I was getting something shipped in, and I went to Gander. When Gander was still open, it was the closest, and they wanted like $65. I was like, "Fuck you! Are you kidding me? $65? That's nuts." Is $6 good for a loaf of good bread? I don't know. Everything is worth what you think it's worth. I mean, is that expensive? Maybe. But it depends on what's on it. I mean, when you start getting into some of the... You get like some of the grains or artisan... You start getting into, some of the toppings and stuff can be kind of expensive. Yeah, Gander, that's why they're out of business. Yeah, they sucked. My wife is asking if I feed the dogs. Yes, I did feed the dogs. She must be watching. Well, maybe not. I don't know if she is or not. All the local shops around here charge $50. That's kind of high. I mean, I can't remember what it costs to actually do it. Like $12 or something? I forget. Or a little under, maybe it's a little under, just under 10. I can't even say that Gander had a great gun. The one by me didn't have a great gun selection. They had some okay stuff, but goddamn, everything was so expensive in that place. $7, yeah. I thought it was something like that. I think my guy does 20 for me, or was it maybe a little less? Maybe it was like 18. I don't remember. He might have just charged me $10 over. I don't remember. Bass Pro Shop is home away from home. Bass Pro Shop's pretty cool. Their selection sucks though. Like their selection of ammo blows. You know, they have Remington, they have Winchester, and they have, there's some other stuff scattered in and out, but if you're looking for inexpensive, like, target ammo and stuff, it's tough. A lot of times their selection isn't good. I'm sure they buy less brands to get better pricing. They do have a fair amount of reloading stuff in a pinch if you need it. But it's pretty pricey. Some dude was revving his engine outside for like 5 minutes. My ADHD kicked in, and I've been looking through the windows. Yeah, my wife's like that. Outside stuff bugs the hell out of her. And we got some loud and asshole neighbors. Dudes that just come home late. It's better to order reloading stuff online from what I've seen. It depends. There's a dude, my buddy that has the FFL, goes to a place every once in a while that does wholesale, but he doesn't do it to the public. So, and his prices are awesome. Like if I go buy something simple like a shell holder from Bass Pro Shop, will be like $9.99. It's pretty pricey. I get them for like 5 or 6. So, powder, like if I buy a pound, it'll be like $5 less than Bass Pro Shop or something. So is Gander gun friendly? Once they sold out, I thought the buyer didn't like firearms. I have no idea. I don't know who bought them out. The Gander by me turned into a grocery store. The grocery store bought the place and moved, so I don't... Gander used to be the home of MSRP. Yeah. When they were closing down and they were doing all their sales, literally I stopped in like once a week just to see, because you never know. I missed out on a used Kimber one time, and I still kick myself for it. And I should have bought that. And I came home and I told my wife the story, and she was like, you got the go ahead if you ever see something like that again. She's like, I'm not going to be mad. But at the time, I wasn't really into collecting guns so much. I really just had very few. But, and it took forever for them to get down to the pricing that it was worth to buy something. Kimber lost, you won. I don't know. I would have liked to have it. I actually thought about, after the fact, I was like, man, I should have. For what that guy, he sold a Kimber. He sold a used Kimber to Gander Mountain. And what they offered him was like a shame. And he took it. And for what they gave, I could have given him another $100. Still had an amazing deal. And freaking given it to like my father-in-law for Christmas or something. It was a really nice full-size Kimber stainless, brushed stainless. Gander put themselves out of business, man. Like, the only thing I bought there, unless I really needed something or like couldn't get it anywhere else, like if you're looking for a box or two of carry ammo or something and nobody else had it, you're not gonna order that, was Targets. I would stop there and get Targets just because they had ones that I liked. And then I bought my gun cases there when they were on sale, and my range box when it was on sale. But it was on great. It was on sale. Like, it was really good sales. Otherwise, I wouldn't have touched them. Grim saying they never lowered the prices. I don't know if they did or not. Yeah. Yeah, it was a shame. It was a bummer because it was nice to have it here. Bass Pro Shop opened up. When Bass Pro Shop opened up, that was the kiss of death. Cabela's is fairly close. I can get to Cabela's in like 45 minutes. Excuse me. Late night. Kimber's kind of meh anymore. They aren't any better than some of the cheaper options, and for the money, there's cooler stuff out there. Yeah. I had the opportunity. The way I looked at it was, I had the opportunity to buy a super lightly used, really nice Kimber that I thought was really sharp, versus buying like a budget brand new. Mad Sexy has a 1911 by Rock Island. Rock Island gets great reviews. People talk great about Rock Island. Yeah. Patriot says he thinks the local gun shop went in and bought all the firearms again during the sale. One day they were there, the next they weren't. More so than that, I honestly, no, maybe, I guess. I would say more likely is that they transferred them all to one store that was doing better. That was getting more traffic. Does Rock Island have any 10mm 1911s? I'm not sure. 10mm is starting to pop up more and more frequently here, though, for sure. Andrew says yes. Hatfield says, yeah, they do. Gander will probably make money. I don't know, man. I talked an awful lot of shit about Gander Mountain when they tried to sell me that AR, that used AR, that one time. And I'm lucky I didn't buy it. I'd have been pissed. It was just a shitty experience. Like, yeah, that was it for them. Well, we also got a Field and Stream fairly recently, 2 years ago, opened up. That's actually Dick's and Field and Stream is the same company. And what's funny is I didn't realize it until I walked into the Field and Stream, and it was laid out exactly like the Dick's in the area. Like the shelving, like it was funny, the layout, like where stuff was. It was really, really weird. I was like, the way the checkout lines were, exactly. I was like, oh, this is so weird. And then they had the little store cards, and it was Dick's or Field and Stream. I will say Field and Stream was pretty nice. If cost was a non-issue, where would you take your family for dinner? Well, I don't know. That's a tough one. My wife really likes a place in King of Prussia called Seasons 52. And it's not that they're super expensive. But she just likes, that's one of her favorite places. Yeah, Waffle House. Well, see, you guys are talking anywhere I don't work, and then you said Waffle House, so I can't go there now because that's where I'm working. Um, Seasons 52 and King of Prussia down by Philly. There's other ones. That's a cool place. We went down, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. The food was good. You know, it was not. I mean, it wasn't like didn't like blow me away, but the service was fantastic, and that's a super huge part of the experience for me. Is the server was, hey, see, how's it going? Um, um, the server was really just happy to see us. It seemed like, um, uh, she just she talked with us. She wasn't rushing us. Um, it was pretty late in the evening, and I never got the feeling like she was like wanting to get us out of there, so she could go home or something. So Rainforest Cafe, we did a rainforest. We did that in Disney a couple of years back. Danny's smothered and covered. Yeah, Rainforest Cafe was actually pretty fun. See you, Mad. I've actually never been to a Waffle House. They just opened up an IHOP like right across the parking lot from a Waffle House that IHOP opened up, and they're just destroying them. Right, except the work. Right, yeah. I mean, I don't eat there. I don't eat the shit that I cook. That's for sure. No way. Go figure. Outlaw loves Waffle House. Goes there for family reunions and to pick up chicks, all at the same night. It's good. One stop shopping. Get some waffles. See some family. Pick up some chicks. Anthony Adrian. I don't know who that. The name is familiar, but it sounds familiar. Anthony Adrian, but I don't know who that is. None in Michigan. Is that just an east? That might just be. Maybe it's just an East Coast thing. I don't know where they started. Probably in the South somewhere. Any any diner is the best place. You can't even say waffle. I don't know. I mean, I guess if it's super late night and you know that they don't really give a shit and you feel like being rowdy, that's any place like that's pretty awesome. We used to do Denny's when I was in college. Patriots hit every Waffle House everywhere. It looks like. Jesus. Dirty Denny's. That's right. Double smothered and covered. Dog snoring again. We used to have the Uptown Diner open 24 hours a day. Gary grew up 15 miles away from a big truck stop that used to be the best place to get 2 a.m. breakfast back in the day. Yeah. I bet you RL knows the truck stop up north of Harrisburg. Up with a Red Rabbit. I don't I don't live up that way, but Outfield, you work that place here. I thought you worked at a regular restaurant. I didn't know you guys were open 24/7. Fuck that. Although, what does it matter? You go in for your shift and you leave, right? Who gives a shit if they're open when you're not there? You serve booze. Boozicles. Place used to be great. 24/7 booze. That'll get you in trouble with the old lady there, Tardot. I'm gonna watch out. That's no good for nobody. You'd be up at 1 a.m. doing live streams with the toddler some more. Nobody ever goes to Kansas, so nobody knows the places I go to. Uh-oh, 2 Live Moves making sausage gravy. Hash house when walking around. No, I've been to Vegas once and I loved it. I thought I had a really fun time. But no. That sausage gravy, well, not sausage. We did it with dried beef, cream dried beef. But that white gravy is the first thing I ever learned to make in a restaurant. That was my first restaurant job. Butter, flour, salt, lots of pepper, evaporated milk. Yeah, I was going to do a chicken fried steak video too. That's kind of where the sausage gravy came from. Like I just was going to do a chicken fried steak with a sauce with a white gravy. I do we do little fried chicken, little sandwiches on the brunch menu, like sliders almost. See ya, Hemi. Thanks for stopping in, man. And what I do is we don't use buttermilk at the restaurant. So I mean, if we're gonna do it, I don't feel like stopping and buying buttermilk on the way and all that shit. So I actually just use whole milk and a little bit of sour cream and whisk it together and then season it and then do the seasoned flour, the buttermilk, quote unquote, the sour cream and milk. And let's go back and forth with those and do 3 dry layers and then fry it. It's super crunchy and it's very fried chicken-like. But it's nice. It gives it kind of a good flavor instead of the buttermilk. It's very similar. Got that kind of sour note to it, I guess. Okay, we're all going to Gary's. Hop in the wagon. We're going to Gary's. He has the world's largest ball of twine. you would think the tourists would just be lining up. At least the ones with cats. Don't tell Jonas. You see, like, Night Strike, like, pop his head out from behind the ball of twine. Back. I do milk and eggs and season the flour. I usually do at least three layers. I like using Worcestershire sauce and black and lemon pepper. I'll tell you what's really cool. A lot of times when I bread things, any kind of breading, in the flour and egg wash, instead of just salt and pepper, I'll do Night Strike will get you. I do salt and pepper and a little Cajun seasoning, just a little bit. It's really nice. It gives it like a little bit more character. It gives a little more flavor, and not just the salt and pepper. I mean, you're throwing Worcestershire in there and stuff like that too. It's cool. Yeah, so I've seen people do Tabasco and stuff like that too, but I've always liked the Cajun. And when I do like catfish, I'll do like panko encrusted catfish. I'll do more of the Cajun. I'll do like a heavy Cajun in the salt in the flour. I won't use salt and pepper at all. I'll do Cajun seasoning in the flour and egg wash, and then go into the panko last. It's really nice because it gives it a little spice, but not just heat like you would get from like cayenne or something. It gives it a good flavor. And try that. And with the Cajun, it's not like it's not going to get too over powerful, overbearing, whatever you want to say. Even if you go a little bit heavy, it's not going to be too horribly hot. Whereas if you use like cayenne or something, it gets away from you a little bit. It can, it's too hot for you. But yeah, we used to do oh man, that's one of my, I used to do those as a sandwich. How long are you going tonight? Man, I might need to re-up my alcohol provision. I don't think too much longer. We'll do another 20 minutes. We'll just go till 12:30. Unless something crazy happens and you guys all of a sudden are in like a mad dash for information about something. Zatarans is great on catfish. Gary says Zatarans. Gary, the keeper of the futuristic pistol. I got this gun from the future. Terminator came back. Did you know that? A Terminator came back and gave Gary that Spectrum? Whatever the fuck it is. Tardot wants to harass the NRA and get snacks. All right, I'll see you, AC. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Gonna shoot it in the future too tomorrow. Yeah, I was gonna say, pound a couple of shots and open up a chat. Yeah, I'm not gonna go much longer. I had 2 weeks in a row that were like 3.5 hours and 3 hours and 50 minutes or something. Jesus. Last week was nuts. Dad jokes again. There you go. Dad jokes turned into bad jokes real quick. Doesn't take long. Yeah, last week was pretty rough. We had some if you go into that Allenby Pro first chat and then the next night in the lobby, there was some dudes with some jokes in there. We were in there causing all sorts of trouble. Since the show can't possibly sink lower. I was thinking about your show sinking. Dad jokes shouldn't be a one-time thing. Yeah, it's best when it's fluid. It just kind of happens, you know. Uh-oh. Birthday chat. B-Day countdown on your chat. Well, it's already... Oh, well, it's after midnight here, but no, maybe not there, huh? You're an hour back, so... Yeah. It's a gizzardly birthday. Yeah, we'll give it a couple of minutes here. There's still 25 in the room. That's still really good. We're all even older. Every minute of every day, we're older. Birthday's tomorrow. What are you buying yourself, Gary? We just bought the Taurus. That's a birthday present. That's good. Gun is a good birthday present. Can't beat that. This damn right it is. RL had to take the last one down because I was borderline drooling on myself. Word of caution: don't try to drink a gallon of wine on top of a sixer, then go live. Yeah, no thanks. Something. I think my phone died or something. I was watching it that night, or I fell asleep. I think I fell asleep watching your chat. I yeah, that's yeah. I think that's the one. I fell asleep and like headphones in, phone like laying on my chest, and I woke up like a half an hour later, and my phone was dead, and my earphones were all like wonky, like wrapped around my ear and stuff. I'm like, ugh. There you go. Hatfield's got a good idea there. That's not a bad idea. You get home and you're like, oh shit, look at who the hell put this? Santa Claus must have brought it. Blame it on Santa Claus. And put my hat and beard back on, you can blame it on Clover Claus. There you go. Christmas leprechaun. Outlaw, are you still mad at the guys for being able to shoot the Vector? Yeah, he says I don't want to talk about it. RL's gonna refill. Be right back. Yes, Clover did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he saw me as him today. I did it today too. I put it on. Yeah, he definitely did because we were talking about all. Midnight, I posted a screenshot on Instagram of you in the leprechaun hat. Well, for up until like today, I guess, or yesterday, maybe recently, the other day, like Friday or Saturday, I guess Friday, he didn't think it was real. somebody, somebody had put it up somewhere, and he said he thought it was photoshopped. That's even funnier. That's even funnier than having a hat and a beard. Is him not thinking it was photoshopped or something. That's good. That's good shit. I'll have to keep it around. I'm sure it'll come in handy sometime. Maybe do a range video with it. Yeah, no wonder he said I pick on him and he's had enough. He's ruining my station. Nobody even knows what channel to come to. Everybody's looking for Mohawk Boy. Search Mohawk Boy, see what the hell. I'm gonna have to start tagging my videos with that just in case. I'm getting some new viewers in here. You know, somebody's in his chat to come looking for me and they can't find me. It's horrible. I wonder if RL's back yet. Sure it is. Yeah, I know I timed him out. That's why I wonder if he's back. Yeah, it's not too tall. Yeah. I don't have time for another channel. Yeah, Mohawk. Whatever. Whatever works. He timed my ass out the other day. I had no idea he did it. And he said like, "Oh, sorry, my fat thumb's got in the way." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And when I typed, "What are you talking about?" it wouldn't go through. And I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. Tardot used to have a mohawk that was so long you couldn't keep it standing. Yeah, that's when you see guys do like the hair glue and stuff. And you see guys that like put their head down and like on like a table or something. You know, it's crazy. A pain in the ass. Yeah, 5 minutes. I was typing. It was in Clover's chat. I was typing the most horrible shit too. I was like, hey, you dirty. I was going after him. And yeah, he was trying to give Frank, and he got me. And I typed all this like 4 or 5 lines full of like all this horrible stuff. And then I thought, okay, so when I come out of timeout, is all that stuff going to be shown? Because Clover's going to be pissed. Clover is going to be pissed. And it didn't. It didn't show up. It was like after the fact, I was like, oh man, this 5 minutes has got to be up pretty soon. I'm like, cross your fingers. There goes my wrench. He's got to toss me out. Oh man. He yelled at me like G yells at me. This should be up on gun channels too, by the way, hopefully. Potatoes and Lead was going to put it up for me. I don't know if anybody's on that side or not. Poor Ellie. Give it a couple of minutes here. We'll let RL get a drink. He's got a little bit of time. He can go take a leak, maybe grab some snacky s'mores. Something like that. Coco. God, you're annoying. Just out there like digging on her pillow. Driving me nuts. Jesus. Yeah, Potato seems cool. I've only talked to him a couple times. I just haven't had a whole lot of time to jump into lobbies. For a while I was... Yeah, 2 Live Moo is mixing one and chopping garlic. I don't know. Mixing one what? For a while I was jumping into lobby chats on my way home a lot. Mixing a vodka. Last week or so I haven't done that. Yes, well, I say we shut her down. I think we've burned out. Ooh, gin and ginger. Ginger's a good mixer. Ginger ale. Jack and ginger's good too. Gun Channel side still shows episode 14. This is 16. Maybe it'll update. Last week... No, actually... I don't know. I'll have to see. Oh, there's RL. What happened? Where were you, buddy? What the hell happened? Yeah, it should have been Potatoes. I hopped in the lobby chat beforehand here and gave a link to Potatoes. He was going to do it for me. Maybe it didn't work. I don't know. I've never done it myself. And I didn't want to. I feel bad about. But Jimmy said he would take care of it for me, but I feel bad about bugging him because he's up early with the Daily Show, and then you know what I mean. I just feel if he's sleeping, I fucking hate to text him or bother him with it, you know. So, RL, you gonna open up here or what? You alive, buddy? Did he trip and hit his head off the counter? not giving you a couple. Do what you got to do. If you wouldn't have been fucking around, you'd be all set up and ready to go. Gotta set. Come on, man. Takes like 2 minutes. So, in the meantime, while RL's trying to work his computer, oh, that's not nice. Those kind of fingers, that's not nice. Especially when it's just one like that sticking up. Thanks for coming, guys. Hopefully next week I won't be so damn tired. I'm pretty worn out tonight, so a little laid back show. Nothing too exciting, but thanks for coming. Sub count's going up really well. Like I said, about a viewer a day we're getting. A new sub, I should say, a new sub. Getting a lot of comments under the videos, which is really cool. It's really fun. There's a lot of people doing content right now. So keep your eyes open for new stuff coming out. And, I mean, I can't speak for anybody else. But if you have suggestions for the channel or ideas or things that you'd like to see, themes are always kind of fun. Let me know. Want the input. You guys are awesome, and such a huge part of the show. So let's do that as much as possible. I'd like to have your guys' input, especially you guys. A new host. Yeah, we got a new host. That's fine. Jack Talk Ty good. Patriot. Yeah, we can talk Thai. I have never had formal training in Asian. Phuket. See, I pronounced it right. Jared, trying to be slick. I've learned a lot of my Asian stuff through trial and error, and start doing a panel. I will eventually start doing a panel. And that's where Patreon comes in. Patreon is going great. Oh, man. I've got like 19 patrons. What was that? Fa? Jorge says Fa. P-H-O. Fa. Patreon's going really good. It's going to go for laptop. I'm not going to probably get something super, super expensive. But for show. I'll get there. And then, we'll be able to do some panels, and it'll be a lot of open forum kind of stuff. I mean, we have an opportunity here to theme some really fun shows towards food, and you could have all your sous chef level in the panel and call it just sue me. Yeah. We could have some fun shows, I think. And do some good stuff. It's coming. I can't force it. It's nice that it's going slow to some extent, and you get to kind of get your feet wet and learn, and doing the live stream and stuff is a work in progress. It's like practice, so it's good practice to do it by yourself too. A lot of people have never done them by themselves. It's not super easy, you get a little bit of dead air and it freaks you out a little bit, but you can work through it, learn to work through it, and it's cool. you know, it's easy when you have 2 or 3 other people at least, and you bounce off each other, and you really can go without any dead air. When you're doing it yourself, it can be kind of tough. So, especially when you have like an open like this where it's just a free for all, to keep, you know. Can you imagine Forgotten Weapons sub versus Patreon ratio? Yeah, those are Forgotten Weapons a great channel though, man. He deserves to be popular in my mind. I love his stuff. RL is live. So one of the things that I want to stress is, yeah, like, subscribe, all that Patreon and all that stuff, whatever. Share the videos if you can. If you know somebody that is into food and into cooking and doing some fun stuff like that, as long as they're not anti-gun and, and they wouldn't want anything to do with me, share some videos. Um, burger video. Burger video is a cool video. It's a little different. That's definitely a video that makes you think a little bit differently about what a burger could be. What you can do with a burger. It's very different. That's a fun video. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, but share the videos if you can. Get some new people in here. Like I said, I had a couple of new faces recently that weren't really into the gun channel side. Not sure how they found it. Found me, but that's awesome. And along with that burger video, one of the things that I always like to say to people is, have fun and experiment. Um, don't get too caught up on recipes per se, as and worry more about techniques and learning how to do fun stuff. There are no food police. The food police will not kick down your door and tell you that you cooked something wrong. You know, so have fun with it. So until next time, you guys have a great chat. On RL side, I'll probably poke in there once I get some stuff done here. And then I'm gotta head to bed. Got an early morning tomorrow. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.